What's going on, everybody? Jared here with episode 2 of Movies and Nonsense. We had episode 1 with Dan Jensen, Movie Talk. Great conversation. We went way longer than we anticipated, but it was fun. Now it's time for episode 2, and it's weird because I'm turning this way and it turned the other way. I have a special guest. This is none other. She's actually been in one video for, 5.5 seconds?
I made a debut.
Yeah, you were in the...
For,
the
not
shirts.
even 1 second.
No, it was half a second. This is Jill Buckendahl, my sister.
He's digging really deep in the pot for guests, guys. Just kidding. I'm not that special.
I couldn't line anyone up, and I was like, you know what? It's just going to be easy to actually get someone here, and we can actually talk about stuff that we both kind of connect with. I mean,
we're actually roommates, so...
Yeah, there's that too. So you might be on on once every 5 episodes or something like that.
Welcome to the crew.
Yeah, we got our coffee. It's 4 or 5 o'clock, and we're just, she basically has a bucket full of coffee.
It's 4:15 and we're here.
Yeah. But anyways, obviously since you're not in the movie sphere on YouTube and stuff, you're outside of it. People need to, maybe get a little bit of insight into you. And with Dan's episode, I did a thing called First Date Questions. We're not going to do that here because that's a little weird. We're going to do, icebreakers. Maybe that'll be better. I'll put a graphic of you holding, icebreakers gum or something like that. Yeah. But one of the first questions, hold on, let me look up some of this stuff. What is... Just so people can get, an understanding of who you are, and maybe you should introduce yourself first. I mean, obviously, you said that you're my sister, but what
I really want to know, I wish this was interactive, because I want to know if people think that I'm older or younger.
In the comments.
Comments below, we're going to take a hot second here. I want to know if you think I'm older or younger, and by how many years. Because...
Or are we twins? I mean, there's that, too.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, so there's that. I don't know. I can introduce myself.
Yeah. Do that.
I'm still gonna refrain from age until later on, but I guess. What do you want to know about me? What I like to do?
Just riff. Just whatever you want the people to know.
Here's a little about me. I like to make things. We both like to make things, but I guess I don't know, when I went to college, I did design, and that was fun, and I really liked design, and then, lo and behold, people told me I was smart enough to probably do architecture, and then I was, gonna be the next Ted Mosby or whatever.
Ted Mosby, right here, we got Ted Mosby in the house.
that was the aspiration, and then I did it, and... I guess this kind of leads into another topic we might talk about later, but...
Yeah, we'll get to that. That's going to be our show topic.
But anyways, I also did some event management in my time in college. I was part of a hip-hop club with someone else. Have you guys ever...
It was me!
Do you know that?
No, they don't know anything about me.
Your audience doesn't even know?
No. They think I just am into movies and stuff. They don't...
Well, I'm going to tell them. How many years were we in it together? We were in college. It was a hip-hop club, a dance club.
I think 4 years.
Were you in it 4? I was in it for 5.
I think I was in it for 4 years.
I was in it my whole time at college, and he was in it before. Well, we joined together.
I was
and
weird.
We pop locked and dropped it. We had no idea what we were doing. The club actually was for people who could dance and who couldn't. Everyone was welcome. But after about a year of doing it, we're like, hey, do you want to choreograph together? We might be able to do that, and we did it, guys.
And I think it actually worked because since we're siblings, we can yell at each other, and then
it was great.
Legally, we still have to be related to each other. So
there was some awkward moments. I'm not gonna lie, but we did it. There's video evidence out there if you look hard enough. Actually,
when you come back. Because, like I said, you're probably going to be back every, 8 episodes.
I'm going to be, the filler guy.
Yeah, you're going to be the filler. We could get really deep into the whole Dub H, how that began and whatnot.
We'll do that.
Okay, thank you for...
Stick around, peeps.
Thank you for riffing. Let's ask some questions. What is one movie... Because we're going to talk about some movies, some other random stuff, just to ask you questions. What is a movie that you could, watch every single week? What is one of your favorite movies that you could literally just watch all the time?
I mean, legitimately, every time that someone asks me, what's my favorite movie, the first thing that comes to mind is The Sandlot. I just watched it 3 days ago.
You're killing me, Smalls!
Yeah, my favorite part is when they're, It's so hot, Benny. I'm baking like a toasted cheese here. But, like, then afterwards, you know, they're all saying they're going to go to the pool. Like, do you guys know what they actually say?
Doesn't he say
you know?
I thought it was Pool Benny, because Benny is the leader of them.
They get excited and they're like, what do you do on a hot day? And they're all like, scam pool honeys.
Yeah. I thought it was pool, like...
I mean, I'd like
Sco.
to scam
I thought it was
Sco,
like, let's go Benny.
Let's go to the pool, but like...
Yeah.
Something
Clearly,
like that.
I didn't know what was going on with that. What's your favorite, like, growing up, now, I don't know if you still watch cartoons, what's your favorite Saturday morning cartoon?
I watch cartoons every Saturday morning.
I'm wondering if I asked that one
What was
already.
my favorite Saturday morning cartoon? Well, does it have to be a cartoon?
Let's say Saturday morning show.
So, okay, because I got one. There's the backstory to this, because, you know, we were the kids growing up who never had cable.
That's another story. We
have
have 5
There's
channels.
so many stories we can say.
Well, it's so funny because
channels.
like I'm totally into movies now, and I think it's because we didn't have that.
Probably. And like we had probably 5 channels, so ABC had the best ones. And like I'll tell you right now, I was here for the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. And like
is that why you're a fan of Riverdale?
I mean, like, who wouldn't love Cole Sprouse right now? Have you guys seen him lately? Like,
I mean,
even.
You didn't go and see 5 Feet Apart?
I watched it on an airplane, actually. I didn't get into it that far because I knew I might start crying or something, but I did enjoy that.
Okay. What is your biggest pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve, actually, I thought about this the other day. This is totally random.
These are interview questions. Like, you got to prepare for this.
I have a very sensitive, like, I don't know, like, when people say, you did this wrong, like, I don't know, maybe it comes from my job where it's like, I came from a world that I wasn't the one that created things, but I was a middleman of it all, and everyone was always like, you didn't do this right, or you didn't do this right, and the you statements. I'm like, it wasn't me, but okay.
Is it?
We'll fix it.
Are you talking like job-wise or at architecture? Because like in that kind of field in design or whatever, it's like you get to create. There's no right answer.
Yeah, it's probably just that field in general. It's like, it's kind of just like, I don't know. I get weird about you statements. Maybe I just learned differently.
Well, I mean, also when people say you, it feels like it comes off as very aggressive, like, you did this, you did that, and it's like, dude, just
maybe once in a while
say, hey, maybe we can work on this.
Let's fix this.
Yeah, see, people don't know how to talk about that.
Why don't
that way
we fix this?
Okay,
we would be happy to fix that.
We would be happy to fix
Next
this.
question.
One last one before we get into kind of the first topic that we had to brainstorm. I don't even know what we were doing, but crap, what was it? I just had it. Anyway.
And we're back.
And we're back. We're back. A radio show, morning radio show. Okay, so the very first topic, we had this big idea, and it was very, very broad. So I was like, how do we narrow it down?
Whoa.
And at first we were gonna tap into nostalgia, but then I'm like, we kind of touched on that last week. So I was like, you know what? Let's talk about movies or certain parts in TV shows or movies and stuff growing up that scared the bejesus out of us. Because
we're gonna call it childhood trauma.
Yeah, there we go. Childhood trauma.
Childhood movie trauma.
Movie traumas, because I know everyone knows that Chucky, for example, scares the crap out of me. I kind of faced my fears and went to see that. But scary movies in general, I'm not a big fan of. But kind of, we could go back to like the inception of certain things. Like one of mine, and I think the same thing happened to you. Let's talk about.
I know what you're gonna say.
What is it?
Gremlins.
Yes, Gremlins. We got to talk about Gremlins. So how or why did we watch Gremlins?
So I remember it this way. We were at our aunt's in another town or whatever, and they lived in an older house and stuff. I don't know. You had probably a more of a background about it. I'm pretty
sure I was on a different podcast and I talked about this house. It's haunted, straight up haunted.
I'm just like,
so that's backstory right there. But yeah, we were there for like a weekend or something, and we went to the library to rent a movie, right?
I don't recall. I recall the act of watching the movie. I don't know how it happened. I'm assuming you guys were like, "This would be a good movie. Let's get this one."
Well, the thing is, like, going back and watching Gremlins now, the funny thing is, it's not based. It's a Christmas movie. It's a quote unquote based, or it's in the genre of Christmas movies, and it's not even that scary anymore because it's goofy and whatnot. But as a little kid, staying at a place that you're not used to with these creepy like reptilian type things going around scared the crap out of me, man.
I mean, I'm still kind of afraid of it, to be honest with you. Like, I've never really gotten... What's the guy's name? I forgot.
Gizmo?
No, he's the cute one.
Mohawk dude?
Yeah.
Blade? No, that's not Blade.
We don't even...
Stripe!
Like,
Stripe!
we don't even know!
It's Stripe.
We don't even know his name!
Mohawk dude.
Yeah, he scares me still.
But then, like, the thing is, all of those movies, I think it was, like, kind of like 80s movies, 90s movies that had these creatures, like I wouldn't say creature features, but all of these little tiny googly creatures running around. Like another one that I'm pretty...
No, I'm not done with Gremlins.
Oh, you're not done with Gremlins?
No,
okay,
I have a
let's
story
go.
because
Okay, go ahead.
I remember we watched it, right? And I was like, what, maybe 6 or 7? Probably kindergarten age. Like, and I don't even think I watched the whole thing, but I like remember I was just deathly afraid. And so my cousin, you know, he knew I was. He's like, hey, there's a park next door, like you know, across the street. Let's just go play, go to the park or whatever. It'll all be fine. And, I mean, one of the things is, like, you don't get them wet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's one of the rules.
So, I remember being at the park, and I had to go to the bathroom. And there was a porta pot.
Yes.
And I remember I was terrified to go in, because I'm like, I don't know what's in the water.
There could have been a gremlin down there.
And it's kind of dark, and like I couldn't bring anyone to the bathroom with me. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like the whole weekend I made my aunt like come to the bathroom with me because I was just terrified. But I remember like going into the like porta potty, like did my business or whatever, and I just remember like I opened the door and I sprinted out. Cause like, do you guys? I can't be the only one that sometimes like when you were little you were kind of afraid to like go to the bathroom.
Well, yeah,
you didn't know what was gonna pop up.
You'd go to the bathroom,
and get
you'd flush, and then you'd take off running and hope you hit the light. If you hit the light and you had to go back, you're like, dude, the monster's gonna get me.
That's pretty much my entire like childhood of using the bathroom. It's just like I would be too afraid to go at night. I mean, this one was so bad I wouldn't even go during the day.
Is
like,
this transitioning into the fact that you just have bathroom problems?
Probably. Girls don't poop.
Touche. Even though we're drinking coffee right now.
Or are we?
But another thing was another movie was not creatures, critters. Those little black furry things. I'm pretty sure Elijah Wood was in this movie, and that was another one that I remember. I don't know who it was. You, me, our other brother rented it from the library, took it home, and it's not supposed to be scary. It's supposed to be like campy fun or whatever. But I remember watching it before a baseball practice, and it's scary. Honestly, for like a year. I think so, but I don't know. I don't know.
I have a vivid memory.
See, for some reason, all those movies, it's like, oh, you get them wet or something, they multiply. I think that those multiply, but I don't know why. I think if you fed them, or I don't know what the rules.
I hope we're talking about the right movie.
I'm pretty sure it's Critters because they made a bunch of them. Because I remember the poster.
Balls.
Yeah.
And they had red eyes.
Big teeth.
Yeah. Oh, I can kind of remember the
and
poster.
they would roll around really quick, I think, and that was their
We're gonna have to
form of
check
transportation.
All of this, but
okay, if it's not critters, yeah.
Someone has to know what we're talking about.
But some of the other ones, I mean, witches, I think.
I don't know this one.
See, we read in like middle school, we read the book, and then we watched the movie after we read the book, which I didn't actually probably read the book. I just looked at the pictures. If there was pictures, I don't know how to read. But yeah, the movie is terrifying because the whole aspect is these witches, these evil old looking creepo people steal kids or take kids and then turn them into mice. And like, it was horrifying because it shows one scene where a kid gets turned into a mouse, and then at the end, this witch turns into this like hulking one, and there's smoke, and like, I'll have to show you a picture or put one up here because it scared the crap out of me, and I was in middle school when this was going on. So like, again, I'm just
the horror version of not Halloween Town. Which one am I thinking? Shit.
Yeah, Halloween Town. Oh,
no, it's not.
Hocus Pocus.
Hocus
Pocus.
It's Hocus Pocus gone wrong. Except instead of cats, what's his name? He gets turned into a cat. Instead of cats, they're gonna get turned into
Franklin?
mice.
No, it's not Franklin.
Right. Someone let us know.
Yeah.
There's lots of opportunity.
What about you? What other crap scared the bejesus out of you?
Well, I mean, I have my own Chucky story. Did you tell a Chucky story for yourself?
I don't think so. They just know I'm scared of it.
I legit, like, the reason I'm terrified, absolutely terrified of Chucky is because we have another older brother, when we were growing up, he was responsible to take us to the haircuts.
Mm-hmm.
And we got our haircuts. And he was joking around. I mean, obviously it was on around like Halloween and stuff, and it happened to be a dark, stormy night. What do you know? And Jared
it was around Halloween, right?
Jared wasn't even in the room. He was out getting his haircut, and we were waiting in the waiting room watching TV. And our other brother...
Because I think it was like on Sci-Fi or something where it was like 25 nights of Halloween or 13 nights of Halloween, something like that.
And all of a sudden, like, my other brother, he turns to me, he starts laughing, he's like, "Hey, Jill, watch this." And I'm like, "What?" And right when he changes the channel, there he is, the little doll, having he had a knife in his hand, about to stab someone, and I just, like, sprinted out of the room, and once again, just when I thought I was getting used to the bathroom by myself, no, I think I actually slept in my parents'... I did. I don't think, I know I slept in my parents' room for a month. I don't know. Maybe they didn't. Maybe it was a couple weeks. I mean, if my parents let me sleep in their room for a month, there's something
you got
different going on. But I definitely slept on in a sleeping bag next to their bed on the floor. I was very scared child.
I do remember that. But same thing. I'm pretty sure that same exact night where you got tricked, I got tricked too. And it was a scene where I didn't even know that it was. And mind you, I've never even seen these movies, so I don't know which one it was or what part it was. But there's one where someone's in a driver's seat of a car, and then he's in the back seat and puts a plastic bag over their head and like suffocates them and then stabs them. And I was like, no, that's gonna ruin my life. And then it kind of did.
I think I'm gonna be scared to go to the bathroom at my age, which you still don't know.
Yeah. But then, I mean,
forever.
I don't know. I think it's the thing that, like, I'm not scared of like movies back then. It wasn't like people breaking in like Scream and stuff like that where it's like kind of real, like an actual killer. It was things that moved in weird ways or things that just didn't exist because apparently my imagination, things that just move in ways that, like, hell, even Arachnophobia, not really a scary movie, but the fact that there's those spiders everywhere. I don't think you ever watched that. It came out, it was like 1990 or something. I remember watching it. That used to be on TV on Saturdays on Fox, like, all the time. So I would watch that. And yeah, it's just spiders, because spiders move in such a way that
spiders and snakes, not a fan.
Yeah, I'm okay with snakes, but yeah, spiders, no. But I mean, some of the other ones, like, God, I mean, these are ones that people, I've never even witnessed, but people always say is like the Never-Ending Story where the horse gets sucked down into the mud, which... I mean, that's more sad than terrifying, I think.
I don't recall
I've never even
either.
seen that movie. I've seen that scene thousands of times. Or have you ever seen, I think it's called, oh God, I'm going to get those wrong probably, Return to Neverland? Or, yeah, I think it's Return to Neverland. No, not Neverland. Okay, it's like a sequel to Wizard of Oz. Return to Oz or something like that. There's these creatures called the Wheelers. And it's these people with really long legs and arms that are on motorized wheels.
Are you talking about Slender Man right now?
No. Like, legit, I'll try to put a clip in here. But, like, the Wheelers scared the bejesus out of me. And then there's one part, and I've never even seen the movie. I've only seen clips and other people talking about it. But then there's one clip where apparently one of the Wheelers wheels into sand and then gets, like, mummified on the spot. Like, and this was made for kids in the, 80s, early 90s or something?
Okay,
see, the thing is, 80s...
kids, I have another one that I need to discuss. Because The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Wait, is that a Christmas movie or a Halloween movie?
No, it is not a Christmas movie, and it makes me angry. I can't stand it. I know I'm going to offend some people. Don't write angry letters, please. But
comment down below.
I can't stand it. Like, claymation and weird stuff like that freaks me out. Like, I can't even watch Chicken Run. Blech. I don't like that.
Well, it's because it moves in a way. Like, going back to how you were talking about the way things move. The thing is with claymation and whatnot, it's because it's such an unnatural movement.
I mean,
they've done better now.
I'm sticking to my guns. I think that The Nightmare Before Christmas is pretty effed up, and it scares me still today.
Is it Oogly Boogly? Oogie Boogie, I think. With the dude, and he's like a sleeping bag, basically, and he has bugs in him.
And now they have, like...
Or the guy gets shoved down that tube. Santa Claus does.
I can't comprehend words. Like, and the thing is, like, I know friends that, like, love the movie. And, like,
yeah.
You know, I think Disney World has, like, a land now, don't they? Or,
I don't know if they
Maybe
did
or
they used to.
Who knows? But I'm like,
but I mean,
any Tim Burton movie just freaks me out.
Well, it's because Tim Burton's a weirdo. He's cuckoo cuckoo. I mean, Beetlejuice, that's another thing. I never watched that until I was, like, in high school or college because that scared me, too. But, I mean, going back to how you had mentioned Chicken Run, there's a lot of movies that were unintentionally made for kids that were creepy because Chicken Run, I never watched it, but again, it was always weird. I didn't like it. It was unsettling to me.
I'm not a fan of that type
but
of
then
animation.
also, like, I don't remember watching it, but the trailer for Anastasia, where it was, like, green smoke and the little bats, and there was a train.
I don't feel like that's that scary.
I don't know. Apparently, when I was a kid, I
out?
remember, like, I'd always see the trailer. I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like the way this looks.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Something didn't feel right.
I don't know. Basically, there's a bunch of things that, I mean, we could go on forever.
Well, I mean, I'm still afraid of, like, you'll go to movies that are scary now. I'm like, but why?
I'm slowly getting better. I think it's the thing that the more you do it, the less you're scared.
Okay, one more story.
Yeah.
I was in college when I think it was the first Annabelle came out. And everyone wanted to go, and they're like, "Jill, let's go. Like, let's go. It's fine. You'll be fine. Like, just come along." And I went along. And it's a bad story because the thing is, like, I got there, and, like, we were already running kind of late. And the thing is, you guys, it was rated R, and I forgot my ID. So I had to drive back by myself to get an ID that I didn't even want to go to. And I did. And then here's the other thing, like, full disclosure, like, honest, straight up truth.
Let me guess, you watched the left side of the screen, the bottom left.
No, I closed my eyes, I sat like this, and I looked at the ground the whole time, and everyone just thought I was, like, you know, like this. No, I couldn't even tell you, like, anything about it because I was like, I know that I'm not gonna want to go to the bathroom by myself after this, and I'm not a kid and I can't bring my mom at this age.
See, you're going into adult stuff. Believe me, there's a lot of adult stuff. I remember I went and saw, like, that As Below, So Below.
Oh, I saw that one too.
We went to it together.
You're right.
Because we went with other people. And I watched the bottom left corner of the screen for probably an hour of the movie because I was like, no, I don't do scary movies.
I did all right. And then it got a little weird, and then it was over.
I don't know. It was just I didn't like that movie, but okay.
I was taking no chances with Annabelle. I'm like, I know myself. I know it was a mistake to come here, but I'm not gonna make the mistake of actually watching this.
No.
So.
Well, I mean, what are some kind of? I guess I'm curious on what kind of things ruin their childhood and stuff. If you have anything that we haven't mentioned, or there's definitely something there. I mean, hell, even the smoke cloud from Fern Gully was a little creepy. We didn't even touch on the little toaster, My Brave Little Toaster. That movie. There's tons of animated stuff from Dumbo. There's a lot of animated stuff that scared the crap out of you if you go back and look at it. So definitely list down below some of those things that scared the crap out of you, because I'm curious.
Whoever made Dumbo,
yeah, they were smoking something, that's for sure.
I didn't realize that until like
a week ago.
Oh, that too.
Okay, so now we've covered the movie part of it. Now that what do we have for the nonsense of this, or it's not really nonsense, but what other topic are you bringing to the table?
Well, you told me to bring a topic to the table, and I thought it'd be interesting because Jared and I are finding ourselves at a very similar point in life right now that we just didn't.
We didn't plan
some
for.
Some of it was planned, some of it wasn't planned. But, like, we both recently left our jobs.
Yeah, we don't
work. We're
Woo!
Unemployed.
Yay!
We could do a whole nother, like, show on how to survive.
We could do, like,
maybe, let us know if you wanted. Maybe we'll do another nonsense.
A nonsense of how to save money, essentially, without making money.
We're really good at that.
Yeah.
But, anyways, that's not the point of why we left our job. We decided we're both after big things. So, I'm over here trying to move to Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And Jared's still doing his things with the movies and stuff. But it got us to thinking, like, it's just interesting how... I don't say that we would say we face, like, criticisms, but it's like
status quo
or like questions like, oh, I mean, what are you gonna do, and like stuff like that. And
I guess what I'm getting at, or you're kind of hinting at too, it's like one of those things where you might have a dream or something you want to do in life, and it's like, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to actually whatever. And that's kind of what we're doing. I think we both sat down and we were both like, if we don't do this now, then we're never going to do that. And like, for example, this podcast, that's another thing, is like, I had written this down. I had an idea for this like 2 years ago and I hadn't done it.
Right.
Like, I finally am doing that. But it's just, yeah, we both quit our jobs and it's like, well, what do we do here? And it's, I guess it's the hustle, the dream, going after what you want. And here, for my example, is like, I would love to do something in entertainment. Mm-hmm. I mean, YouTube is a I'm not going to say pipe dream, but it's going to take a lot of work if this becomes a thing. But there's comedy that I haven't even explored yet. Mm-hmm. There's entertainment, there's editing, like all of this stuff. I love doing this.
Yes.
And what I went to school for is not what this is. And I guess that's a thing too, where I almost feel like I went to college, which, I mean, go for it if you're in for that, go for it is not. I think it was more of a thing like preparing me for life and friends and all of this stuff and getting a work ethic. And I got a couple degrees, but they're in accounting and finance, and it's the furthest thing away from what I want to do / what I am doing right now.
/ who you are as a human being.
Yeah, which is so weird because, I mean, people here, they'll see me on YouTube, or friends in real life know me, and I've had friends for 5 years, and finally I felt like I was Chandler from Friends because they had no idea what I did for a job. They just knew I went somewhere for 40 hours a week and I got a paycheck. Yeah. I mean, what's kind of your situation? Like, you mentioned that you kind of went to school, or you were trying for architecture, and then...
Yeah, so I guess to go back to that story, is like, I started in the design program, and you had to go through a year and be accepted into one of the specific programs after that, and I originally thought I wanted to do graphic design, and I had a high school art teacher who was like, oh, you're not gonna like that, like, you like hands-on stuff. Like, I don't think you're gonna be happy behind a computer. Mm-hmm. It's like, I was 18 years old at the time. Like, I didn't know what I was doing.
No one knows.
No one knows what they're doing.
If you know what you're doing when you're 18, you are light years ahead of people.
But yeah, and then I got in there and I was like, okay, maybe graphic design isn't right, but I started to think like, maybe I'll do interior design. Well, and then I had an architecture professor who was actually like one of the core professors for us, but she was talking to me like, what do you want to do? What are your goals here and stuff? And I was like, I kind of want to do interior design. And I kid you not, she told me like, you're too smart to do interior design. And I felt a lot of ways about that because I'm like, interior designers work hard. Like, you guys know a lot of stuff. And like, I was just like, my heart. Like, I thought I knew what I wanted to do. And now someone else is telling me once again, like, I don't think that that's right for you. Mm-hmm. And that was like something new for me because it's like, now I realize, like, who are they to tell me, like, what I should I guess
essentially, sorry to cut in, but it's essentially this thing where when you're younger, you kind of care what other people's opinion is because they're older and they might know what they're talking about.
Right.
But I guess what I've learned, not a damn person knows what the fuck they're doing.
Well, and like I will rebuttal to that. Like, the reason I did trust them, like, I had so much respect for every person that told me those things, and like that was just, I'm like, oh my gosh, they see so much potential in me. Like, I should explore it. But I did. I mean, I tried to get into architecture. And I did it for a year. I was pretty good at it. But then...
You could have done it.
I could have done it. I could have done it and been successful, I'm sure. But I realized after the year I spent in the program, like, I wasn't happy. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of another thing that I'm trying to explore now. Is just, like, if something's not making you happy, like, holy crap, that's really scary to, like, realize and then act upon. But, like... I did it once, and I looked, like, hindsight's everything. Like, I didn't know it when I was doing it. Like, oh my gosh, this might pan out. But then it's like you go through all the struggles of, like, okay, what do you want to do next? And then when you chill, I remember I was, like, telling my professor after my entire first year in architecture, like, it was the end of the semester, and we had to sit down, and he's like, so what are you going to do? Like, what's next?
Party.
And I just told him, like, not this. And he's like... I can tell. He's like, I know you're not happy. And he's like, but what do you want to do? And I was like, I want to do event management. Mm-hmm. And I did. And that's the thing, is like, the next thing in my story was, okay, now everyone's telling me, like, event management. Like, you really want to get a degree in event management? Because that was, like, the stigma. And I'm like, you guys,
I can't do anything right.
My thing is that, like, if you really want to be good at anything, no matter what people say, like, that was the easy major, everyone said. And it's like, no, you put yourself into it, and then you do big things. Like, that's just how I, like, saw it, I guess. But you know what? That's what I told everyone, and then, like, I started to face a little bit of, like, challenge from other people you love. It's like, are you sure you want to do event management? Like, why don't you try, like, marketing? Or, like, a lot of event jobs require to have a marketing degree anyways. And I was like, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. But I did it for a semester, and I was like, okay, I do need something a little different. A little bit, like, a different form of thinking. But it's like, you know what? I figured that out on my own. And that was the first time in my life that I realized, like, a lot of people could say don't make the mistakes that I made. But I think the best advice is, like, you know what?
You gotta make mistakes.
Go do it. Go make your own mistake and go learn on your own, because I guess I didn't, like, experience a ton of that, but I also kind of did. Like, some people were like, don't, you know.
I guess I'm not going to name any names, but we both have had, I guess, mutual people, I would assume, come kind of talk to us individually and be like, what are you guys doing? And it's like, honestly, and I talked to you earlier about this and you started laughing, but I was like, I quoted the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and it was like, you just have to take a leap of faith. And she was like, you're dumb. And I was like, but it's true.
No,
like,
it's
you
true.
just got to say, F it, you know. Things are going to be tough. You might live in a van down by the river, but if you're doing what you love,
loving it.
And that's the thing is, like, I guess sometimes I think that all of these people, you know, have things all figured out. But then again, this goes into another topic that we could easily get into in a future episode about social media and how you only see the good parts of people's lives and stuff. But it's just, I don't know. It's just kind of, if you're out there and you're worried about what other people think, just go and do it, you know? Just go and do what makes you happy, you know? Sometimes you can sit there, and we're both guilty of this. We try to make others happy.
Oh, we have gone back and forth multiple times this week.
Yeah, about
like justifying why we're doing what we're doing.
Well, and also putting other people's needs ahead of ours.
Right. Well, and I'm like...
Lawnmower.
I don't know. I guess, like, right now we're just, like, finally putting ourselves first, I think. And a lot of people, like, it's okay to do that. And, like, I mean, I read, like, the reason that I think this topic was, like, on my mind is because I actually read the most recent version of, like, the Magnolia Journal. And it was really interesting because their topic was not the pursuit of happiness. It was the pursuit of wholeness. And she goes on to explain, like, I literally, like, almost started crying reading it because it was kind of like what I'm going through right now. It's like, you're not always in the pursuit of being happy. Like, that's great and stuff too, but also I think it gets, like, a little bit confused in, like, outside world and stuff that, like, you always have to be chasing happiness and that you have to be a happy person. But this whole, like, I mean, check it out if you guys are interested. Like, they have stories in there about, like, accepting where you are right now, and it's like you go through seasons of life and there's, like, these really down moments, but it's like, just feel it. Like, feel it. And,
that's when you're coming home and drinking every night.
I mean, maybe he is, but I'm like, if I want to cry, I'm gonna cry.
That's why I go to movies. I cry during the previews
afterwards. But it's like, it's okay, I guess, to feel like the things you're feeling. Like, you don't always just have to feel happy and stuff too. So it's like, doing all of this is definitely scary and new, but I think we both are just like, we need to put ourselves into a situation that we're very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Just to see what we do next, because, like, when you're comfortable, it's like,
well,
where are you gonna go next?
I guess that's how I mean, we're both very creative people where we always are trying to do something bigger and better, and, like, I have this weird thing where I'll produce something or make something, I'll be like, oh man, I gotta do something bigger and better now, or I gotta do something bigger and better. And it's like you said, you can feel comfortable and whatnot, which is great, but I feel like I always feel like I gotta keep going.
Right. Well, it's, like, interesting because we're both creative in different way. Like, I'm come from a design and making things with my hands and, like, the marketing world. That's where I ended up anyways in college, was marketing. And I didn't tell you guys that, but I also realized, like, event management wasn't right, so I did marketing. And then I faced the whole thing again, too, where people are like, that's, like, the easiest college of business major you could do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I beg to differ because I came from a world of, like, creative thinking where it's like, I could make anything happen. I just got to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
To the business perspective where it's like, this is the answer. These are the numbers that add up to be this type of thing.
Like a concrete answer.
It was
rather
more
than...
concrete, so it's like I really grew in a lot of my thinking and stuff by doing all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But then I look at Jared and he's doing like video productions and
my stuff goes up here. Like all of it's up here and it's cuckoo cuckoo, you know.
We're both really weird people.
Mm-hmm. Obviously.
But like you put us together and you just
I was gonna say you're
gonna see me more often.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is like she's done quite a bit of the graphic design for my channel. She's done the shirts over on TeePublic. She actually has her own storefront over there for her stuff. But I guess when we're getting close to the kind of the end of the episode. But
yeah.
what you kept mentioning like your dream and this and that. Like what are you striving for right now? Is there a set destination? Is there a set thing? Is there a job title? Like what are you trying to do right now?
I mean, like straight up.
Yeah, I mean
okay,
unless
like,
you don't want to share it.
I mean, like I'll put it out in the world. Here we go.
Yeah.
Say it and things will happen. But I'm very into the entrepreneurship. I follow an entrepreneur. She wrote "Girl Wash Your Face," Rachel Hollis. But like just being in that mindset and stuff has really changed how I look at the world and what I want to do with my life. So I'm gonna try to move to Texas and try to work for the company.
There you go.
And I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, you just gotta keep busting your butt till you get there, and if it doesn't happen right away, you just keep trying. I mean, so that's where I'm at.
One thing could lead to another, to another, to another, and then you end up there. It could just be this thing where it's not going to be a direct route. It could be stepping stones or
right. You don't know.
Meandering path.
Just in the last week and stuff, the opportunities that I've seen out there and stuff is like alternate jobs to do. I don't know. Like there's so many. Like I come from event planning also. Like I did that in my past job, so I'm planning. I'm planning all these kind of routes and stuff. It's like, I think we both come from a world that safety feels good to us. And we don't have that right now.
Well,
and that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's different, but I'm not going to sit here and regret anything, you know?
No, that's kind of where we're at. It's like, we don't want, I think that's like the moral of the episode is just,
no regrets.
No regrets. It's just like we don't want to get old and realize like, wow, we should have tried.
I remember back when I was doing movie reviews. I should have tried harder.
Yeah, that.
Martha.
I have nothing. I'm so confused.
Okay. Well, I mean that's pretty much it. I mean, we covered everything. We covered what scared the bejesus out of us. We covered the topic that you kind of brought. I mean, it looks like
wait. This comes full circle.
Okay.
Because as kids, the things that scared us is not the same fear we have now. What? But we're facing it anyway.
Look. Well, it looks
almost dropped my gun.
It looks like we're at what 40 minutes. We weren't expecting to go this long, but closing. Thank you for coming on to this. Obviously, I don't have any friends and I don't know anyone else, so it was easy to come down here and just record. We're sitting on like lawn chairs and stuff, right?
Down here.
Yeah, we're sitting on lawn chairs doing this. But I guess. Do you want to pimp out where people can find you? Shops, anything?
I mean, I have like nothing to really share.
Do you want people?
If you want to check out my Instagram, like it's not great, but you can look at it. I think I got funny captions, but like I'm working on it. But it's just Jill Jill.Buckendahl.
Mm-hmm. And I'll probably list all that stuff down in the description below. I mean, do you have anything you want
to check out a shirt like? Two Pines Workshop, I think is what it's called.
Two Pines
Workshop on TeePublic. Mm-hmm. But like I said, I'm also doing Jared's stuff, and hopefully we'll get a couple more designs and stuff out there.
Yeah,
soon.
we've been.
Because now I got all the time in the world.
I mean, we were working through quite a few different shirt designs, and we were thinking about doing like seasons of stuff, and we just haven't gotten around to do that. So
a plan.
Believe me, there's a lot more on this channel through the pipeline because she's helping me out with stuff. She's got a lot going on, so definitely go over. check out her stuff down below. But thank you so much. We probably need to go get some more coffee, or maybe not drink any more coffee because we've been going for 40 minutes.
I don't think I need any.
That I was gonna say that's like a bucket full of stuff. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. You know, if you liked Jill on this episode, I'll try to get her back once or twice. You know, maybe. It's not going to be back-to-back episodes, but you know, coming up when I'm in a tight squeeze of.
We have to answer the question.
What's the question?
We never answered the question.
What question?
We're never gonna know who's older.
Oh no, we can't. I haven't. I've never told anyone my age. I don't tell them that. But you can say who's. You can say who's older. I don't know. Say it if you want.
Okay, ready. 3.
I'm not gonna say it. You have to say.
3, 2, 1. It's him.
I'm older. Look at this. It's just because I moisturize
He's
a lot.
forever youthful.
Look at these
Didn't
wrinkles.
you just get like asked the other day and
yeah, someone asked me.
You were buying something, and some like high schooler at the grocery store.
Someone asked me how.
Are you even old enough to buy that?
Yeah,
and
someone asked if I was old enough to buy that,
and
then
like,
they asked
right.
and then they asked how prom was. And I didn't know if they were joking, and I looked at him with a straight face and be like, "Are you shitting me right now?"
I would have been like, "It was great. I went by myself."
Yeah. Anyways, guys, God, we keep ripping.
We're trying to wrap.
Thank you so much for watching. You know, if you want more of her on this episode, believe me, check out all of her crap down there. Follow all my stuff. You know, subscribe. Hopefully, I got a couple more people lined up for episodes 3, 4, and 5. So stay tuned for that. If
and
you guys like that,
me.
yeah, they're not her. Luckily, we're at 42 minutes. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, I'll see you later.